What's your say on this? Because we're looking forward.
Yes.
This has already happened. We are looking forward to avoid further such acts, particularly in the circumstance where the minority says we will never walk out.
Mm. Well,
we will not walk out when we lose a vote.
Thank you, Samson. But I hope I don't shock you. But I was in the House 2 days before.
That's right.
And I could literally predict what happened, the day after or 2 days after. You could see that there was chaos. There was absence of leadership. When I was sitting in there as counsel defending Baka Vomawo, the members were fighting over the speaker, the machine.
Microphones.
The microphones. The minority leader was taken over from the, what do you call it?
The chair.
The chairman. There was a time I had to call for direction because people would say, we are the chair, this is from the chair. And I said, look, I can see the designated chair, but other people are saying they are the chair. I mean, there was confusion at that point in time. I mean, you were there. Yeah. I mean, so I'm saying 2 days before, and it was a problem. I could see a system failure. That is what it is. I've been in this business with them. I was part of the, parliamentary transition bill that's coming up. I was there in 1992 when we did the standing orders, you understand. So, unfortunately, when I attempted to indicate I understand what was happening, I had a punch in the face. That I was saying that I was 50 years at the bar and, my law was probably weak and whatnot. And a firm marking honorable went back 2 hours later to, City FM and explained why he was harsh at me. It's amazing. My children were mad because of what he said 2 days ago, that I was a bully in the house. I mean, this is out of the court. You see, so we lack that kind of tolerance. They lack that composure to tolerate each other. There was no leadership. The very arrangement, the sitting arrangement, I had a problem with it. You see, they were in a horseshoe formation.
Yeah.
And that's
anybody wants to speak, so the speaker doesn't give permission.
Yeah, so you immediately...
And the speaker keeps shouting that I have not allowed you to speak.
There was nobody really in charge. Because the person in charge, unfortunately, with all due respect, didn't seem to be asserting himself. And was being challenged by the...
Is he supposed to be fighting? You hear him shouting, sometimes trying to calm down. Yeah. What else can he do?
Habib,
to just clarify on the issue that he was talking about, he appeared as counsel to
Oliver.
And at that time, the committee had the power of the High Court under the Constitution. So we were saying that Oliver was...
The power of the High Court is restricted to just 3 things you are supposed to do.
So
to summon appearance.
So that was, he was
to take evidence.
Good.
Yeah.
So and that was in that context. So he was under oath. So we were saying that since he's under oath, he should respond. Then counsel was saying that, okay, no, don't say anything. Then we were saying that if counsel want to talk, then we should put him to under oath. And then the chairman said that, no, how can you put a counsel under oath? And then minority leader also said, so minority leader is a very...
That's what I'm talking about.
But on that issue...
appreciate a lot that you have achieved for yourself, and he will never disrespect.
On that issue,
yes.
Will you agree that you didn't pay attention to, or you were a bit unwilling to agree to what was actually the law? Yes. That you lead a client there doesn't mean that your client takes the oath and you still want to speak when your client who took the oath is the one who is supposed to speak according to law.
Sorry, I don't really want to have us divert from this issue of the structure and arrangement that of Parliament, for that matter, the appointment committee. But, I'll just tell you that we went to the appointments committee with a strategy. And what you saw me performing was really a strategy.
Was part of your strategy?
Yes, because I could see that, they had put us there under Article 1036. As you rightly said, it has nothing to do with contempt, really. You get me? It's about attending to Parliament to produce for production of material, whatnot. But they were adducing, they were going on to, is it Article 1, 2, is it 2? They were pursuing a line for contempt. And my view that I didn't want to disclose was that we will now let them, the committee, push that line. You see, because one, they haven't brought us under 122, and secondly, they were, we have our fundamental rights. We didn't have to produce evidence for them to convict us. And they said that this was a preliminary investigation towards raising.
Someone was actually calling your client suspect.
Yes, they were calling a suspect. So that's why I said, is he a suspect yet? You see? But
no, I was the one who used the word, but I changed it to subject.
You and one other person.
Yeah,
but this was, I don't want us to.
You and another
I don't want us to be diverted.
Okay.
But we had a reason.
Right.
I didn't want Baka Voma to speak unless he was in the proper forum, because that forum where we found ourselves was a wrong forum. It was an issue of jurisdiction.
So you didn't protest the forum?
No, I was drawing. Did you see? Remember, I was raising a paper by the invitation, and I said, look at 1036. Why you brought us here? And they wouldn't listen. It's part of our problem.
Okay.
I was saying, look at.
So how do we resolve this particular problem they are faced with now?
I try to be short. One, I think that Parliament is a house of order. Must be a house of order. But Parliament is a house of rules and regulations. Parliament is a house of record. And Parliament is to be a house of honor, for honorable people. And it should be a place for respect. Now, there are three categories of persons who interact within the Parliament. One, you are talking about the MPs, the members. Then you are talking about the staff. And the third one, the strangers or outsiders who come in. That we should show respect to them. Like I said, I went there presenting my client, and there was also reason for them to be, some people to take advantage to be, behaving a certain way. But like I'm saying, what I saw in Parliament when I went there, and then what I had seen on television 2 days and yesterday, didn't show that Parliament was reflecting these values, you understand? And we will have to go back and the reset to say, what went wrong? What is it? And I think that basically, like I've shown you, for instance, the sitting arrangement is not correct. Because the situation where you don't know who is the leader, and the leader was not asserting himself, it's a problem for me.
If he has excuses for the way things were done, but it is not to conclude that there was no leadership. There was leadership.
I'm saying,
so Habib, for your excuse.
No, with all due respect.
But you should not conclude that there was no leadership.
No,
we were all in there.
Let me say that I had to ask at a point in time, I'm making a specific case. I said, I was confused. Because people were telling me, hey, this is from the chairman, for the chairman. I said, well, I could see the chairman.
Was telling you to respond to something and he insisted that it was from the chairman when the chairman had not said so.
So I had
that's the issue you are referring to.
So I had to call on the chairman. So I said, look, chairman, please, I want the direction. Is it from you? You understand? That is the weakness that I'm talking about. I'm addressing a situation where the chairman's powers appear to be usurped.
Do you see a potential legal problem?
Yeah.
Regardless of the point made by Oseche Mensah-Bonsu,
yes,
that the speaker's orders were wrong.
Yeah.
So they could be, say, they are void ab initio.
Yeah.
Once the orders were made and they brought it to the attention of the committee, the vetting they did after that, do you think could become problem, subject of litigation, that if those people are sworn in, somebody can go to the court and say that the committee was not properly constituted at the time. In fact, it was supposed to have suspended its work and it continued.
Yes, clearly, I mean, there's a challenge, permissible challenge out there. Interpretation of the orders, how they come out. As I say, understand what is happening a little bit more. But Honorable Che Mensah, you could see he was reluctant to come out fully to conclusion, and I think that I would toe that line too. The House of Parliament is they make their own rules. You see, they are masters of their own rules. So when they run into this kind of challenge, you know, what they do is they withdraw and then go into consultation. Let's not forget that the fundamental ground for creating this is a multipartism. You know, it's not a one-sided affair. So as much as possible, the issues of consensus building is paramount. You know, you must discuss things. You can't.
Members of the public are saying a number of things. Some are saying, let me read one to you. Yes. Combat Craze says, how the ordinary citizen gets years for breaking windows of cars in Parliament, but MPs get just 2 weeks of suspension. It's such a whack democracy. This certainly can't be a democracy. There are some saying, if they who took the MPs to Parliament did anything close to what they did, they would have been arrested, they would have perhaps not been granted bail, but the MPs did all this, the police were all there, and nothing happened. Practically, what were your expectations?
No. You know, is it Mary?
Yes.
Madam made a fantastic statement that irrespective of the weaknesses of the Speaker's, statement and orders, they should be thankful to the Speaker because he's redeemed the image of Parliament heavily. You understand? Listening around, people are simply disgusted at seeing part 2 of what happened in 2021 play out on television.
You're a senior lawyer. You can't put something on nothing and expect it to start. It will collapse.
Yes,
what you are doing must have a foundation.
No, I'm not saying. I'm coming to that. I said the point is that I'm saying that irrespective of what it is, you know, the conduct that was exhibited Thursday, Friday was unacceptable, and they must do that. Now, in Article 123, you know, if you look at Article 123, which is where an act or omission which constitutes contempt of Parliament is an offence under the criminal law, the exercise by Parliament or the power to punish for contempt shall not be about to the institution of proceedings under the criminal law. Which means that we all MPs must also understand that within Parliament, they don't have a liberty to commit crime.
The Speaker has made that direction, that the clerk should ensure that they report to the police.
Exactly.
Do you think anything will happen?
The point I'm making is that they may fault him on the orders, but what about the crime that's been committed? You were talking about a criminal activity.
Yeah, but let's talk about the substance. The police stood there, watched them do all they did.
No.
Will this same police be able to do anything to them?
Oh, no. It's a police strategy, you know. You see a police strategy where they themselves are overwhelmed by a boisterous crowd. You don't go in to try and arrest. You recall. I mean, the videos, we can use the videos to identify.
Yeah, so the clerk will report to the police. Then what will happen?
Well, let's leave it to the police.
What is your expectation? What will happen?
I've told you that for me, I think we are in a learning process. You understand? Parliament is young. It's been a first.
This is how you get to a banana republic.
No.
That some people are not equal before the law. Even your law say all are equal before the law.
No, Samson. I'm saying that, for instance, I don't know, Habib. Have we had a seminar training program for this?
Yes, they have done so.
Yeah, you know, so it should be a continuing program.
Habib, what do you think will happen?